Cultural Analysis of Israel by Adam Flora. Objective. This presentation will help Americans do business with Israel, considering the cultural differences. Israel is a country in Western Asia. It is on the southeastern shore of the Mediterranean Sea and the north shore of the Red Sea. It is a small country, only 290 miles from the north to the south and 85 miles from east to west. It has a large range of physical features. There is a coastal plain, the hill regions in north and central Israel, the Great Rift Valley, and the Negev. The mountains of Galilee are the highest point, and the Dead Sea at 1,312 feet below sea level is the lowest point of Israel. It is also the lowest point on the earth. Major religions in Israel. 74.8% are Judaism, 17.7% are Islam or Muslim, 2% are Christianity. Jews, Christians, and Muslims all consider Israel as their holy land, so there is a diverse culture, all in one small area. This has caused tension between groups and should be considered when doing business. Knowing how to respect these religious beliefs is important. Israel's government. The Israeli government structure has a framework of parliamentary democracy. A prime minister of Israel is the head of the government and of the multi-party system. Executive power is exercised by the government. Legislative power is vested in the Knesset, which are 120 members elected every 4 years. Hofstede's insights. Hofstede has taken his model and compared the United States and Israel when it comes to these 6 categories: power distance, individualism, masculinity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation, and indulgence. Power distance. Power distance is defined by Hofstede as the exact extent to which the less powerful members of institutions and organizations within a country expects and accepts that power is distributed unequally. Using Hofstede's country comparison, Israel is at the very low end compared to the other countries. They scored 13 points. They believe in equal rights, independency, and accessible managers. Power is decentralized. Employees expect to be consulted and have informal workplace. Individualism. Israel's society is individualistic and collectivist, both with a score of 54, which means it is both common to have a focus on parent-child relationships and extended families. There are loyal out of a sense of duty. Since there are so many subcultures in Israel, by showing one's loyalty to a certain group, he or she is also expressing individuality. Masculinity. Hofstede says masculinity refers to what motivates people. When people want to be the best, it is considered masculine. When they are motivated by liking what they do, this is considered feminist. Israel scored a 47 on the scale, which was neither masculine nor feminine. Performance is highly valued and status is important in Israel. Uncertainty avoidance. Israel has a very strong uncertainty avoidance score. They have an emotional need for rules and a desire to work hard. Security is important to the people. They are also very expressive and can be vocally aggressive. They try to avoid ambiguous situations. This could be due to the conflict going on in Israel over the years. Long-term orientation. Hofstede defines long-term orientation as the fostering of pragmatic virtues oriented towards future rewards. In particular, perseverance, thrift, and adapting to changing circumstances. According to Hofstede's Inside articles, Israel's long-term orientation score is 38. They are motivated to maintain traditions, and they have a small propensity to save for the future. They want quick results. Indulgence. Indulgence on this scale refers to how much people try to control their desires and impulses. There is less data on countries in this dimension. This might be because it is hard to measure happiness across cultures. There is no score on this scale for Israel. This is probably because there are so many very different cultures in Israel, and it would be hard to measure all of them. Since there is a lot of tension in the area and a strong desire for order, they may be less focused on happiness and leisure time than the United States, and more motivated to keep order. Teamwork. Teamwork is not as important as working individually to get ahead in both of these cultures. However, the United States is more individualistic than Israel. So, when doing business with them, it is important to understand that cooperation will be more important than competition to them than the United States. Communication. Israelis are very passionate, and they might raise their voices. They may yell at colleagues, and then in a few minutes later be hugging them. They are direct, and it could appear to as an American as rude, but this is just how they communicate. Americans are not as emotionally expressive. It would be easy for Americans to think that Israelis are arrogant and aggressive, but they're actually just very direct and honest people who want to get their points across. When communicating in business, Americans should understand that emotions and feelings are important, and data comes second. Israeli business people expect you to dress the way you would in the United States. Don't try and wear their attire. This will gain you their respect. Even though they are a closed group, they do not shake hands. Maintaining eye contact is also very important when doing business with them. When addressing an Israeli businessman, they prefer that you call them by their first name. They do not use business cards. If you give them yours, they will take it with one hand to show a more intimate, less official way. Biblical application. Acts 17:26-27 says, "And he made them from one man, every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods, and the boundaries of their dwelling places, that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way towards him and find him. Yet he is actually not far from each one of us." We need to continue to seek God's guidance and respect for one another's culture and their differences, because he created all of us equally. Summary. The United States and Israel both have similarities and differences when it comes to management styles. It is important to understand the motivations and differences in communication and the way teams work together. Israel has a complicated past and a wide range of different cultures within the area. It is good business practice and also biblically right to try and understand and respect these differences. Psalms 133:1 says, "How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. Knowing values can help people work together in unity." Thank you guys for listening to my report. I can't wait to see you guys. Have a wonderful day.